Good morning, everyone. Our topic for today is about adding and subtracting fractions. These are the objectives. Students will learn how to correctly add and subtract fractions with unlike denominators. Second, students will be able to correctly solve problems of adding and subtracting two fractions. And the third one, students will be able to identify the LCM between two fractions to create like denominators. What are like fractions? When fractions have the same denominator, they are like fractions. You can add or subtract fractions when you have like fractions. Let's say, for example, 4 out of 5, 7 out of 5, 6 out of 5, 3 out of 5, 2 out of 5, and 5 out of 5. These are all like fractions. As you can see here, their denominators are the same. It's 5. Adding like fractions. How do we add like fractions? These are the steps. Number 1, make sure that you have like fractions. Number 2, add the numerators. And the number 3, write the sum over the denominator. Then write the answer in simplest form. Let's say, for example, 1 out of 6 plus 4 out of 6. Make sure that you have like fractions. Yes, these two fractions are like fractions because the denominators are the same. And then you're going to add the numerators. 1 plus 4, 5. And then you're going to write the sum over the denominator. And then make sure that your answer is always in the simplest form. How do we subtract like fractions? These are the steps. Number 1, make sure that you have like fractions. Number 2, subtract the numerators. Number 3, write the difference over the denominator. And number 4, write the answer in simplest form. Take a look at our example here. 7 out of 8 minus 3 out of 8. So make sure you have like fractions. Yes, these two fractions are like because their denominators are the same. And then subtract the numerators. 7 minus 3 plus 4. Then write the difference over the denominator. And then make sure that you're going to write the answer in simplest form. So our answer here is 1/2. Okay, you're going to practice this exercise in your notebook. Then later on, you can send your working to our Google Classroom for checking. What are unlike fractions? Unlike fractions are fractions having different denominators. Look at our example below here. 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4, 5 out of 6, and 5 out of 8. These four fractions have different denominators. Therefore, they are unlike fractions. How do we add and subtract unlike fractions? Is it different from adding or subtracting like fractions? You just have to find what their denominators have in common. Okay, changing unlike to like fractions. These are the steps. Find a common multiple that will go into both denominators. Then multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number so that the denominator is the same as the common multiple. Remember, whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. Okay, for example, 2 out of 3 and 5 out of 6. First is we're going to find the common multiple. Okay, so these are the multiples of 3 and these are the multiples of 6. The least common multiple of 3 and 6 is 6. Therefore, our common denominator is 6. The next is we're going to multiply the 2 out of 3 by 2 to make it 6. So remember, whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do also to the top. Okay, so we have now equivalent fraction here. 4 out of 6 equivalent to 2 out of 3. 5 out of 6 is equivalent to 5 out of 6. Same. Now you're ready to use these fractions for addition and subtraction. Okay, later on you can do this exercise to practice more about adding and like fractions. So you can do this in your notebook. As well as subtracting like fractions and subtracting unlike fractions. Okay, what are improper fractions? Improper fractions are easy. Just treat them as if they're normal fractions. That's it. Unlike improper fractions, 5 out of 2 and 4 out of 3. These are unlike improper fractions. Okay, so again, we are going to make the denominators the same. And then we're going to proceed to subtraction. So remember, we are going to subtract only the numerators and we're going to write the common denominator. And then we're going to simplify our answer into mixed number. So 7 out of 6 or 1 and 1 out of 6. Mixed numbers. These are two ways to change mixed numbers so that you can add or subtract. Change the mixed number into an improper fraction. Change just the fraction and leave the whole number alone. Okay, mixed numbers. 1 and 1 out of 5 and 2 and 3 out of 5. So we are going to add the fractions together. And then you're going to add the whole numbers together. So 1 plus 2, 3. And then 1 plus 3, 4. And then we're going to write the common denominator. So our final answer is 3 and 4 out of 5. Unlike mixed numbers. So change the unlike fractions to like fractions. Then add the fractions and then add whole numbers. If the fraction is improper, change it to mix and add the whole numbers. Okay, supposing we're adding two mixed numbers here with unlike fractions. Remember, you change the unlike fractions to like fractions. Okay, and then we're going to add the fraction. And then we're going to add the whole numbers. Okay. The answer is 4 and 1 out of 3. Okay, again, you're going to practice this in your notebook with working. And then you can review this video so you can see the answer. But you cannot get the answer if you don't have the proper working. Okay, remember, every skill we have in math, there's always an application problem. So meaning, all the skills that you have learned in math is applied in our daily lives. Okay, I have here one application problem. Marvin has 3/4 yard of material. He uses 1/4 to cover a chair. How much yard is he left with? Okay, when we are going to solve or analyze story problem, we are going to find the keywords. Okay, so as you can see here, you have the word left. So that's the keyword or that's the signal that we're going to use the operation subtraction. So at first, Marvin has 3/4. So that's the original measurement of the material of Marvin. And then out of this 3/4, he uses 1/4 to cover a chair. So therefore, how to find how many yards left? We're going to subtract 3/4 minus 1 out of 4. So Marvin is left with 1/2 yard of his material. Another application problem here is about pizza. Alejandra and Ernesto ordered the pizza. Alejandra ate 2 out of 12 of the pizza. Ernesto ate 4 out of 6 of the pizza. How much pizza did they eat altogether? Simplify if possible. Again, we're going to look for keywords. The keywords here altogether means you're going to add. Okay, so you are adding the pizza that Alejandra ate, 2 out of 12, and the pizza Ernesto ate, 4 out of 6. So the result when you're going to add this, since these are unlike fractions, so you're going to make the denominators the same, and then after that, you're going to add the numerators, and then simplify always your final answer if you're dealing with fractions. And then you're going to write your final answer in a number sentence or word sentence. Alejandro and Ernesto ate 5 out of 6 pizza altogether. That's all for our topic for today. Thank you and have a nice day. Goodbye for now. See you on my next video. Bye.